What's up, YouTube? What's up? It's your boy Jordy. I'm back. It's 2025, and I've got to give you guys some more content. I know I got some loyal subscribers out there that are really looking for me to put out videos. So, with that being said, we're going to start off 2025, starting a little late, but I haven't really been in the shop, guys. I just haven't been. But I'm back out here for a few hours each day. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up a new series on Life of Jordy B. So stay tuned, and you guys will see what I've got going on. You'll have to look for them because they won't be consecutive. They will be here and there in between other videos. I'm going to try to give you guys at least one video every 2 weeks, at least. It's the bare bones minimum I'm going to try to do. So, what I'm starting up is what we're going to call it is a series at the workbench. And what that means is we're going to be at the workbench. And we're going to be doing small, little, subtle things at the workbench. 3 to 5 minute videos. And it will allow us to see different things. Experience new things. Maybe new products. It may be product failure. We'll show you what happened or what we think happened. Things I possibly run on my Buick. So with that being said, we're the first one. You're listening to the first one right now at the workbench, series 1, and it's going to be on wideband oxygen sensors. So, what we've had going on with my Buick is I've been starting it periodically through the winter. This car hasn't been out, and when I say out, more than 5 to 7 miles from the house since October. Primarily, I don't drive the car during the winter that much. But salt's on the road. We had a lot of snow this year in eastern North Carolina. So, I just don't drive it. Once kind of when car show season stops, I stop driving the car. I start it up. I may take it around the block, but actually venturing out, I don't really do that in the wintertime. With that being said, the other day I went to go start the car up and started fine, of course, and the wideband controller had a problem with the heating issue. The oxygen sensor heating up. It just kept saying heating, heating, heating. Now, for reference, I run a Innovative Motorsports LC2. I think it's I'm sorry, it's not an LC2. It's an MTXL. That's wideband. Is more the higher level. A lot of people don't like Innovative Motorsports. I started off with the LC1, which I still have, and matter of fact, it's on the workbench right here. Perfectly working controller, but it doesn't have a digital readout. So you have to buy the add-ons from Innovate to have a digital readout. Works great, don't get me wrong. Doing a little bit of research, the processor is just a tad bit slower than the MTXL. So, I end up taking a gamble and bought an MTXL because a lot of times I put the car in auto-tune. If you're not familiar with my car, it is a 86 Grand National. If you want to see the car, please go back and watch my other videos. But it has Mega Squirt on it. With that being said, I had to run a wideband controller, and I was started off with the LC1. Worked perfectly fine. I put the car in auto-tune every so often as the seasons change, just to kind of tweak the tune a little bit. And the MTXL is a faster responding wideband controller. So the faster you can get the data to the computer, the faster it can make changes. Especially wide open throttle blips. Of course, that first initial hit, auto-tune does not catch. So do not get that twisted with auto-tune does everything. It does not. You have to hold at certain RPMs, and it has to hit those required cells X amount of time before it makes a change. So wide open right off the rip, it does not tune. So with that being said, do not use auto tune and think it's going to be 100% accurate. It's not. You do have to still know how to go in and tweak it. It will get you going. It will get you within the ballpark, but your fine tuning you're going to have to do yourself. But with that being said, let's get back. It wouldn't heat up. The oxygen sensor would not heat up. Now, widebands, preferably this controller uses a Bosch style LSU 4.9 oxygen sensor, which I have right here. And this is a Bosch 4.9. Now, you can get this with two different versions. You have a long version and a short version in the cable. They're both the same. I tend to find that the long version is more common. But they come on a lot of turbo applications. But this wideband has a larger sweep than a narrowband. And if you want to know what a wideband and a narrowband are, two different things. But wideband can hit from like 22.4 as far as being lean to down to like, I think it's 9, 8, or 10 as being rich. But with that being said, this heater wasn't heating up. So what I did was I pulled it out and I looked at it. I said, this thing's not heating up. The car has to have this after a 30 seconds to a minute to pick the tune up. So I pulled it out and I cut it on out of the pipe. So okay. I waited for it to calibrate, and it calibrated. Now in wide open air, Innovative Motorsports defaults to 22.4, which is pure lean, 100% oxygen or whatever it is now. Natural atmospheric outside of exhaust pipe, 22.4. And it popped to it, but it took a little longer than it should have. And I've timed it before. It's like 30 to 40 seconds is typically what happens. But so I unhooked it and I left. And I came back in a minute or so. And I went to go, I said, let me go ahead and unhook this thing. I went to go unhook it. This thing was hot. I grabbed it. I was like, oh, crap. So I was like, it's heating up. So I started doing some research. And this is where we're going to get to the benchtop part. It was hot. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to tell you guys how to test this wideband O2, the heater circuit. And I will tell you the spec that what it's supposed to be in for a Bosch LSU 4.9. And we also have a new one on the bench where we're going to take out the box. We're going to unbox it, look at the quality of it, and we're going to compare it to the old one and see why this one was taking so long inside the exhaust pipe to heat up. Oxygen sensor placement is a big thing far as killing your oxygen sensors. So this one's been through, this one actually came with the LC1 kit from Innovative. And I've had some in between that, and I've ended up having to go back to this one. So I don't know if the other ones were cheap. I'm not going to lie. I ordered them off eBay, $20, stuff like that, $15. They just didn't seem like they held up. So I always resorted back to this one, which is a genuine one from Innovate. So we're going to get this camera turned around, and we're going to show you how to test a wideband oxygen sensor. All right. All right, so don't pay my workbench any mind. It's terrible, I know. But so we're gonna start off. These are 5-wire plugs. I'm gonna let you look at the prongs in there. 5 wires. You see 6 prongs, but 1 prong's a dummy. And then we're gonna flip it around, and we're gonna show you the color code. Red, you're hot. Yellow and black control the actual oxygen sensor ohmage, which gives you your rich or lean. And then your gray and your white is your in and your out for your heater circuit, which heats up the oxygen sensor. Now, if you look closely, I don't know if you guys can see that, but your gray and white on these wideband sensors are the 2 center prongs. So that would be the 2 center prongs inside of there. So what we want to do is you want to grab your ohm meter, You don't have to have any extravagant ohm meter. I actually have a couple of them. I ordered this one off of, I think, Amazon. And Kowitz, I don't know, KC604. This is a great one. And the reason I say that is you can actually check amp draw with the clamp. And that's why I bought this one. I do have a really expensive one here, a Folk, or however you say it. And it works good, but I can't check amps with it. Well, at least I don't know how to. I think you have to, no, you actually have to have an amp clamp in order to check how much amps or something is pulling through a wire. So I can actually hook this to something, activate it, and it will show me the amps while it's flowing. So if it's pulling 20 amps, 30 amps, it'll show me on the screen. But anyway, I think it's like 30 bucks. Great. It has all your other features as a multimeter. So what you want to do on your multimeter is you want to go to the ohm setting. Because the heater circuit in these are in and out heater circuit, you just want to check for continuity between the two. Now, a typical Bosch sensor should be 3.0 ohms is a good heater circuit. So what we want to do, so the little horseshoe looking symbol is always your ohms. That's what it looks like on this one. So we're going to turn to that. And if you have one like this, that's your ohm meter right there. Ohm setting. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Let's see if I can rig this up some kind of way where you guys can... Maybe you guys can see it there. Let me check, see if you guys can see that reading. Okay. So you guys can't see that. Let me move this back. Oh, you guys can't see it. Maybe too much glare. Oh, you can see it. So, with nothing on it, it's going to say OL. Because it's an open lead. If you touch them together, you get 0. It's because I'm touching the two together. And I hope it focuses. Okay. So, what you want to do is the two center prongs in your plug, you want to probe them. Doesn't matter which way you do it, because it's in and out for the heater circuit. And if you got some test leads that you can hook to it, you're better off. Let's see. You want to touch both. Just did this now. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. Okay. Now you see the reading I'm getting? Oh, I just missed it. 3.9. If you guys can see that. Let me get it back. 3.8, 3.9. Now, a wideband sensor, normal operating range for a heater circuit is 3.0. I don't know if I said that before, but so this one, it's not short-circuited. It will heat up, but the ohms are high. So there's a possibility it could be getting too hot. I'm not sure on that one, but it's out of spec. Because like I said, when I grabbed it, it was still hot. And it was outside the pipe. Car not running. I just booted up the wideband controller and it was hot after I let it sit for a minute or two. So that means it was heating up. Okay. So we went on Amazon and we ordered another Bosch oxygen sensor. And if you guys can read there, hope it'll focus. 4.9, 5-wire, lambda wideband, Yugo air fuel ratio wideband sensor. Of course, it's made in China. What isn't? OE part number is 17025. You can actually get that from your local hardware store. I will tell you, it's like $80. I think I paid $30 for this off Amazon. So, govern at your own according. I've had them from the parts store. It didn't last. I'll be honest with you. This brand is Mars Flex. So, never tried it before. It's got to be better than what I got. But we're going to own this one as well to compare the two. Alright, so we'll get it out of here. See what comes in the packaging. Probably much of nothing. Tells you what the oxygen sensor does, how to install. It's not rocket science. So, same plug as this one. 6 prongs, 5 only go to the wires. The 2 middle ones are your heater circuit. So, let me go cut this air compressor off. Alright, I'm back. So, what we want to do, same thing we did on that one. And I hope you guys can see the readout. Let's check. Yep, it's right at the bottom of your screen. Probe the 2 centers. And what do we get? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me get it back, because that's my fault, guys. Yeah. $3.0. I don't know if you guys saw that, but $3.0. So that leaves, and this is a brand new one. I have not hooked it up to the car. You see it's still zip tied, whatnot. So that leads me to believe that this one is burned out. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stick this one in the car and we're going to try it out. And I'll let you guys know in another video if it worked or not. But that concludes the benchtop series 1 or volume 1, whatever you want to call it. And I'll be bringing you more of these bench tops and just a little bit of information. But that's how you check a wideband oxygen sensor that uses the Bosch LSU 4.9, which many of your wideband controllers use it. Innovative Motorsports, AEM, it's a multitude of them that use it. So that's how you can check to see if your sensor is bad. Probe the 2 centers. Should be at 3.0. I would say 3.1 and higher is probably bad, but 3.0 is the factory spec for these. And as you saw, I just checked it. It doesn't have to be completely burned out to not be functioning correctly. If it reads high, it's bad. If it doesn't read at all, it's bad. So that's it, guys. Stay tuned. You'll get more bench tops, and we'll catch you on the next time. Later.